need them. But, you know, so I was just thinking, well, what can I do that's small scale, but is really art, like it's one of a kind, but can go for $25, $30 and not, you know, I could produce. So I don't know. And then I keep seeing things I'm like, oh my God, have I been doing this all my life? Then like old stuff I'll see twisted, I'm like, but somehow I always wanted to do it anyway, so I just committed to it. I had a show and I made about 20 of them and they sold, and I was like, what? So I did it again. And I had an Etsy store that's been open for like a couple years now. I had some pictures and some little pottery stuff that I was painting, and I put those on there, and they've been going on there too. So I'm just like, okay. So now I'm working on just making bigger, more intricate, more fine art pieces. So I think I'm set for shows. So now I'm which I haven't done, but late summer I really want to start doing more vending. It's still young, just 4th of July, but I really want to start doing more vending with those, and I think it'll just help because it's the same card, not the same card because it's on an Etsy card, but just promoting myself, period. Because once you get a wired person, hey, I do graphic design, so I do body art, blah blah blah. I see it as a window to meet more people, and plus I'm making a little bit of cash while I'm at it. So far so good.
And you are serious about your art, and is it important to make money with your art? Or
yes, yeah.
Because some people are artists, but they have a regular job, and they kind of okay with their job and just doing art on the side.
I don't know.
Not you.
Regular jobs give me anxiety. I'm so serious, and at the moment, right now, I just within the last week got a waitress job just because it's summertime and I need more art supply money. So something like that I would do when things are slow for me, and my schedule. I have a daughter, it permits it, but I try. I haven't. This was. Yeah, I just try not to, anything that I am doing, let it be creative, no matter what. Let me put some kind of, but even the waitressing stuff that I'm doing now, I'm doing it in hopes that I could hold art classes in the same restaurant. So I didn't tell them yet, but but that's the setup. I'm always thinking, well, how can I introduce me into this situation to make me feel, more profitable, number one. And not like I'm compromising my artist self. Right. So there is reasons and stuff that I will do, but there's definitely stuff, like I couldn't see me signing up to be a substitute teacher again unless it was art class. I couldn't see me, well, I could do window tinting, but but it'd be like extreme. Yeah, I'll put dolphins on the back of your car or something in the tent. But so I always want to try and inject me into there somewhere. So
I think that's very cool what you said about ADD. That's how I feel sometimes, because I do graphic design, illustration, web design.
Which one do you like
painting,
more? Drawing.
I do have a preference, and that's because I grew up drawing, and I love the pencil drawing. I mean, that's it. If that's all I did every day, all day, I would get bored because I like doing other things that have to do with art. But that's my main thing. I really enjoy that. But there are days when you get into painting something, and for the next few days, that's all you want to do is paint. And then those days are over. You're like, I'm tired of playing with these brushes. Every day is
dirty today. So.
Right. And every day you want to have a different experience. I get easily bored at the work that I'm doing. It cannot take a long time. Otherwise, it does take much longer for me to go back to it. So to me, I work on different things because I constantly have to have a stimulation. And even if I'm just drawing, I still have to have music on or a movie playing, even if I've seen that movie 100 times over.
I have to have background, something going.
The stimulus has to continually happen. But when I linger on something too long, that interesting, the stimulation is past. and now it's working. You're like, oh man, now I gotta finish this, and so on, and it tends to linger.
Drag.
Yeah. So I understand what you're saying about the ADD part.
Okay.
You know, you always want to have something that interests you and stimulates you. And I don't think it's a bad thing to have all those things in one website. I think it's preferred to focus on one because the goal is to become such an expert on this one thing that everybody knows you for, because then you can earn more money for that.
Yeah.
And you can tell people, look, I won't do that work for no less. And it's hard because you don't want to turn away work, you don't want to turn away any kind of money, but you build up that presence to that point. So then you can introduce something else. But you want to follow something all the way through. That's all.
Because people are simple.
Yeah, and that's the thing that some people may come to your website and say, "Oh yeah, she does the logo. I need the logo," and then say, "Oh, she does body paint. Well, that's cool because I need that because we're having a birthday party and we're doing." But that's very seldom that happens. What's really going to happen is most of the time is that they come to your website because you do illustration. They found you, and then they get sidetracked by everything else you do, and then don't even spend the money on that illustration that they came to do because then the message is muddled. Like Walmart. Yeah, that's right. They do have. That's correct. That's why, Coca-Cola doesn't say that they also sell Sprite and everything else. They say Coke. Yeah. Coke. So it comes down to, how you're marketing yourself. What do you want people to get out of it? And then who is your customer? And like I do tattoos. I've been doing tattoos for over 20 years. And so on my graphic design website, I don't talk about tattoos because I talk to people. Some of those customers are corporate people. Yeah. And they don't need to see that I like to draw skulls. That I like to draw weird, crazy stuff, It's like that's going to drive attention from the thing that I'm bringing them in to get them to pay me for. So, but then it depends, yeah. But then if you have a website where you're branding and promoting yourself, I'm sorry, I'm hijacking your interview. If it's about yourself, it's about Asha, and then it's a website that deals with what Asha does, and Asha does these things. Asha, and you have a different gallery for different things, some prices. I don't know, a way to get customers to make that deposit. Take the deposit. That's right. Drop in the money, and then we talk. And then there's nothing wrong with that. That's cool. I think that's perfect.
That's what I'm trying to accomplish. I don't think I have it set up that way yet, but it's a work in progress.
Okay. Well, I love your work.
Thank you.
I kind of fell off of that on Scully Tuesday, and you were doing some nice skulls.
I did too.
Those were cool.
It's that ADD. Like, what else is it? What?
Yeah. So if you have an artist statement, what is your artist statement?
Oh, wow. Yikes. Unprepared.
How would you describe the work you do?
It's everywhere. But it's always, I try to do everything in love and just bright and colorful and just...
And grab inspiration from where?
From life, from just people, and again, just colors and nature. I don't think I have a specific thing that drives me. Well, maybe love. Just the love of life, I could say. It sounds cheesy, but
but if that's what it is.
Love life. Yeah. It definitely inspires me.
That's where your inspiration comes from.
Yeah.
Do you so since you have a job, how do you find the time to work on your art?
I just started last week, so I'm still trying to figure that out.
So you're trying to find time to go to work?
Well, really, it's just a little part. I'm going to be working 15 hours a week, if that. So I don't think it's going to get into anything major. I'm still going to get up. I'm an early morning person, so I'll get up, and by 12 o'clock I'm feeling like my work day's done.
Oh yeah?
Half the time, well, most of the time. So I'll definitely get it in.
You're a first thing in the morning type of person. Yeah.
Because I won't get it done past 12 o'clock. I'm like, day's over with.
Is that?
Day's done. You can't get anything good done after this, this is chilling mode after that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Unless it's a deadline or something that I have to get done. That's it.
Gotcha. So, what are some of the upcoming projects that you got coming up? Or something that you want to work on that you've been thinking about?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I want to do more intricate pieces, more like extreme fine arts type stuff with my wire people. Because right now I'm doing like bending and they're a little, I don't want to say they're dinky. Because they're not. I do have fun making them and I do put thought into them. And they are still one-of-a-kind items. But I want to do just bigger, more detailed pieces. Like I started doing like Michael Jackson ones and what's her name with the bananas, Josephine Baker. But I want to do even life-size type stuff. So I need more wire money.
Yeah. To make the wire people.
Yes.
Do you have like personalities and characters that go into them when you're doing them?
Sometimes I sing. I can't help it. Like when I'm doing something, no matter what it is, if whatever the theme is, I'm that theme. While I'm like, if I'm drawing Batman, I'm the whole piece through, and it's annoying, but
yeah.
But, yeah.
So if you have some advice for up and coming artists or some artists who are looking at art to be their full-time gig, what kind of advice do you have for them?
Make sure you love it, of course, and you're not just doing it for whatever you're doing. I would say, and I know this is cheesy advice, but don't compromise yourself. Don't do it just because, hey, everybody else is doing it this way, or just, be true to yourself. Really like and believe in what you're doing.
Send us feedback to dtm@artistking.org and subscribe to the Artist King podcast on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker.com, or ArtistKingArchive.com. This has been your Artist King podcast, and I am DTM of DeltaTangoMike.com, telling you to get out and learn so you can earn. Let go of the starving artist title and move into the thriving artist art life. See you next week.